Hey, so I am kinda dumb. I know nothing about this that we call reality, and the more videos I make and things I learn, the more I realize that I am even dumber than what I originally thought I was. But that isn't a bad thing on its own, because this way I am able to come up with ideas and questions that can be dumb, and I don't feel bad towards it. So today I will be ranking some of those questions and ideas, some shower thoughts, let's leave it at that, in a tier list, so you can 1. Laugh at me, and 2. Possibly transcend. How do computers work? Like really? Sure, yes, it's simple on paper. You have a CPU, you have a graphic card, and they communicate with each other using binary code, and they send that code to the monitor and the keyboard, and you can type and see cat videos. Now sure, I can describe it, I can explain how it works, but like, why does it work? How did I even write this script with keys on a keyboard in a screen? How is my camera filming me? It's absorbing photons and transforming them into binary code. I mean, how? How does the computer know how to show me things, and why does the chips and graphic cards transcribe whatever is going on inside there into what we do in computers? And I'm sorry, but I don't buy the it's ones and zeros, bro. How can it be ones and zeros? How can you take a microchip, which is essentially plastic and metal put together, and then what? You teach the plastic and metal binary code? That's it? Or is it switch on and switch off? But then how many switches are there inside the fucking chips? And why does that produce light and sound in my monitor so precisely? But the thing is, this isn't even the worst part, because then you have code. JavaScript, Rust, Python. How the fuck does a computer know how to talk? Why do I write, if I press mouse then video plays? How does the computer know? Why does the computer know English? Also, why are there so many different code languages? Why can't it be just one? We made computers, we made code, so why complicate it more? But it gets worse, because then you have something like AI, which is built off of code. Code that runs on computers that I don't understand how are even possible to exist, like intrinsically, how they essentially produce a reality inside of them, how they can do that in the most honest meaning of the word do. Look, I know I'm probably just too dumb, but for me computers are magic. I don't know how they work, like intrinsically how something like that is possible, and it's only God knows territory. If you know it, if you understand it, then yes, you just got transcended to God. Congrats. We are still modern slaves, featuring a tinfoil hat. Let's go back to the good old days. I mean, you know how slavery was. You worked all day, your master would give you food, a place to sleep, and then you'd wake up and do it all over again, so you could eat and sleep. Horrible, right? No freedom, no real way to get out, just an endless cycle until you eventually perished into this that we call the universe and stuff. Well, let's define the life of my friend here. I don't know, his name is Pimpy, don't ask me why. He wakes up at about 7 a.m. to go to work. It takes about 1 hour to get there. He has 1 hour to lunch. It takes another hour to get home on top of the mandatory 8 hours, and so by 6 p.m. he arrives at his house. He cleans what he has to clean, prepares the food, eats, watches some Netflix, goes to bed, because there's no time to do anything else, and he does it all over again the other day. I don't know why I just stopped. Doesn't seem that bad. A pretty normal life. Yes, boring. I wouldn't like to live like that, but still, on the most honest description of the word, a normal life. Now the question is, why does he go to work? Well, to get money, of course. But why does he want the money? Well, to have a house where he can sleep and have food to eat. Well, Mr. Pimpy works a normal job. He isn't rich by any means. The money he gets is used almost exclusively to pay for his bills with little to spare. So he is effectively working to get money so he can pay for his rent and buy food, just like almost every other single person in this earth. So think with me, when there were slaves, they would work to get a house and food. Nowadays, people work to get money so they can buy a house and food. At max, they subscribe to Netflix and do some activities here and there to make them feel free, but 99% of the time, it's the same thing. What changed is that now, in the middle, instead of going from work to house, we now place a piece of paper that we decided to give value to. We are slaves, we feel like we are free because we have Netflix and cars to go here and there, But that's an illusion created by them, to make us work for them. We are numbers, we serve just to make this complex wheel of God knows what move. Made me think a little here. I know I sometimes get carried away, so enough of Illuminati, and let's talk about what I would say it's my favorite cup of tea. Will time end? Don't worry, I won't get into the complexity of time here. I know I've been promising a video about time for some time, and I will eventually do it, but I need my brain at its full capacity to tackle that, okay? And it's something hard to do. Well, the question that I'm trying to make here is more of a philosophical one. Time had a beginning, right? For the best of our knowledge, it started in the Big Bang. Before the Big Bang, there was no time, if I can say that. I don't really understand how that is possible, but that's what smarter people than me say, okay? Time had a beginning, so therefore, logically, it must also have an ending, right? But at the same time, that is weird. How can time end? Things happen because of time. We move through time. Objects move in relation to time and space. That's what we know. So if time ended, our perception of what is real would also end too. Not to mention that the question, what would happen after time ended, doesn't even make sense, because the concept of after and before only exists because the continuum of time exists. So if time ended, after would never even be a thing that exists. But reality already existed in an era with no time before the Big Bang, so maybe after time ended would be the same thing. Maybe there is a future with no time, or maybe time just stretches out forever, which is also weird, and I also can't really grasp it. Do I even need to say the tier out loud? No, right? Yeah. Barbershops are weird. Wait, no, this is not a just dumb sentence, okay? I promise. Okay, maybe it is, but still, I want to put this out of my chest. We are monkeys that placed points in the IQ and social structure skill tree, right? We can all agree on that, more or less. Okay, and we are very different from other animals when it comes to living our lives. Most things we do, if looked from the eyes of any other animal, are kinda weird. We dress clothes because we don't wanna show everyone our junk and titties. We drive metal rectangles with wheels instead of walking. We live in concrete cages with light bulbs and water pipes. Our mating rituals revolve around posting photos on an app. What the hell even is an app, and how does it work? And then our partners like our photos and we slide in their DMs, and then we go to dinner in places where the food is served to us, but we didn't even need to hunt the food, and we eat that food with utensils, which is something that is also very weird. And I could go on and on with this weirdness that we call society if looked from the eyes of other animals. But for me, what messes me more is one little step in this mating ritual that I just talked about. Barbershops. We take our asses, walk into a shop, whatever is a shop, with the objective to cut down head hair, which just grows naturally on your body, like very frequently, and we leave with less hair or with nothing changed in case of women. We pay some imaginary currency made out of paper, and we leave that shop with the objective of 1, finding a partner, because that's ultimately why you do it, or 2, please the partner you already have. What about self-confidence? No, everything you do is for sex, okay? But it's like very weird you go into a shop to cut down head hair. Imagine a monkey going into a tree branch to have his hair tips cut down so he can fuck. I know it's just dumb, but I had to talk about it because man, I still find it weird. I don't care if it's just dumb tier, it's really weird. Immortality is bad. Yes, I know. What the hell am I even saying? This is another just dumb tier, isn't it? How can I say that immortality is bad if it is essentially the thing that we humans and every animal strives for every day? Every living creature strives to be alive, to not die. That's what we do. So in what world would the act of not dying be a bad thing? Well, I actually think it's quite obvious, but for that, you have to think long term. Like really, really, really long term. So long term that you can't even understand how long that is. Okay? Let's say that when you become immortal, you are like indestructible, you regenerate or something, you have to keep living, so something like that must happen. But the thing is, you still feel pain, like a normal person, you still feel cold, heat, boredom, all those cool things that makes us human. Well, if you are immortal from now on, I am very sorry, but the amount of suffering that you will have to endure for literally the rest of times is not even comprehensible. Firstly, you would lose everyone you have ever loved or cared for. But that's the least of your problems, honestly. After millions of years, billions of years, stranding on this shithole that Earth has become, with no one, everyone is dead, and the Earth is basically burning or something, I don't know. The sun would turn into a red giant and you would be swallowed whole with the entire Earth as you burned away. But still you wouldn't die because you're indestructible. But these are the first billion years. You would have to endure being alone until literally the end of times. If time does indeed end or not, we already talked about that. Well, there will come a point where even black holes would have evaporated. Then you would still be there, floating, with nothing around you. There would come a time where you wouldn't even know if a second or a millennia has passed. There would come a time where you wouldn't even know what things felt like, what love felt like, what being touched felt like, what having emotions felt like, because it was so damn long ago. Because for the past quadrillion years, all you felt was the empty cold void of space, if space is even a thing anymore. But yet, you would still be there, floating, and you would be there forever, floating. If that is immortality, then please, take the contract and erase my signature, I beg you, man. Made me think a little here. I think it's kinda obvious that it is bad, but some people don't think it is, so yeah, I had to talk about it. And yes, some of you might be saying, well, what would you rather? Would you rather die? Isn't that like super bad? Well, death isn't bad. Yes, death might not be bad. I am not crazy, I swear, but for you to get my answer, make sure to watch this video. Not now. Watch it only when you finish this one, but there I talk about sleep and how it very closely might resemble death, and I don't really want to repeat myself, so yeah, promise you will watch it. Thanks. Also, again, don't worry, I'll remember you to watch it when you finish this video, but I still have to rank it, so minus 3 hours of sleep. Let's talk about the last one. What made us evolve was our laziness. I know that yes, it might have been linked to our sublime ability to live in societies. Yes, it had something to do with our weird and complex brains and our weird will to always want more and we are never satisfied. Sure, that's all true. But I think that laziness is somewhere around those topics, okay? Like, what would you rather? Walk 10 miles or have a horse do it for you? Well, give me the horse. But like, the horse has to eat, and I have to clean the poop and he dies and gets sick. Let's build a thing that moves on its own and doesn't need food, just gas. Much better. But I still have to drive it. Nah, let's make it do it on its own, okay? That's what's happening now. But well, another example is phones. Oh nice, I have a place where I can call people, like I'm here and I can speak with people that are hundreds of kilometers away. Cool. But like I have to leave my house and go into a little thing to speak with the people that sucks. Let's put it in our houses. But I still, like, I want to talk with people when I'm outside the house, but I don't really want to go to those places of speaking with people. Well, let's put the phone on the pocket. Now it's on my pocket, but it has no camera. I have to walk around with the camera and the phone. Nah, that can't be it. And it's like this with every single thing around us. We always want the path of least effort. Working wastes energy, and our bodies were evolved to save the most amount of energy possible. So we will keep evolving until the point where we can just be laid in bed with food coming our way and pleasure coming our way, and I don't know, a self-charging robot like Neo or whatever the name he has, I don't know. We won't do dishes, we won't do exercise, we won't work, we will die overweight with no purpose and no accomplishments in our beds, and that will be it. That will be the future of humanity. Because we are lazy. Or maybe not. But it made me think a little. Tear. And with this I'm done. These were yet again some crazy things that I think about while I'm showering or trying to sleep. And if you want to watch a video where I develop one shower thought thoroughly, watch this one where I compare sleep to death. I told you I'd remember you. Watch it. It's very cool. See you on the next one.